You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Cricket Podcast IPL preview. Today we're going to be talking about Group B. We've already done A. 5 teams already ticked off. That was Saturday night or Sunday night or Friday night, one of the recent nights. Now we're moving on to Monday night where we're going to be talking about Group B. Ross, who's in Group B and what's the order for this show?
We got CSK, so the current holders. We got RCB. You got Ahmedabad boys, aka Gujarat Titans. I was going to call them Gujarat Lions.
Titans.
Then we've got 2 more teams. One, the down Western boys, the Punjab Kings, and then bringing up the rear is Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Good start. And Max, what are the listeners' messages for them?
Well, the messages for the listeners that they should be aware of for them are to follow us at the Cricket Pod on Twitter and Instagram. They are to like this video and all other videos that we produce and subscribe to us on YouTube and head over to our sponsor, seriouscricket.co.uk, where they can get 10% off cricket equipment with the code TCP22. It's time to... It's Mother's Day on Sunday in the UK, so if your mother is a cricket fan, you can buy her a nice cricket-themed present from Serious Cricket, 10% off, TCP22. Or if you just want to treat yourself.
Well, you can get a helmet, right? That's you're protecting your mother's loved one. Like you're by you getting a present and protecting yourself, you're actually buying a present for your mother.
Well, there we go.
That's really clever, Ross.
Yeah,
that's really clever.
So head over to seriouscricket.co.uk and do that for your mum.
I have COVID, and it's affecting my brain, so I can't remember which team we were going to start with. Even
CSK.
You just did the order. Yeah. CSK. Max, CSK, they're a cricket team. Chennai Super Kings. They play in the IPL. They're pretty good at playing in the IPL. In fact, they're so good that they actually won the whole competition last year. What's their prognosis in 2022?
Well, Jack, you're right to say that they are good at the IPL. They've won it 4 times, as well as being the current holders. And the coach, Stephen Fleming, and the legendary captain, that is MS Dhoni, will be hoping to repeat that this year, of course, in their famous yellow and blue with camo strip kit. Hashtag bleed yellow. Whether they'll be able to do that again this year, though, I'm not so sure. But before we get into the cricket, obviously we have to do our little facts about Chennai. Unfortunately, Chennai doesn't seem to have anything quite on the level of some of the other cities in terms of like weirdness. But it is known as the Indian Detroit because of its heavy car manufacturing past. So there's a nice comparison for
Put
those
your hands up
Chennai.
for Chennai. We love this city.
There we go. Well, not just city, Ross. It's a mega city.
Oh,
yeah. It's so big. It's a mega city, capital of Tamil Nadu. But there was one thing that anyone who listened to the Group A Part 1 review will remember is that there was something of a train-related theme running through the previews. And we might as well keep that going as Chennai has the oldest still functioning railway station in India. So there you go.
That's a top train fact.
Helping keep Chennai well connected. And you can also remain digitally well connected in Chennai because it was the first city in India to have a large-scale Wi-Fi network.
whoa.
So there you go.
God, look at that.
Wonderful.
It's the internet of the 18th century, the railway, meeting the internet of the 21st century, the internet.
Well, is the internet of the 21st century going to be the metaverse, though, Jack? Are we
probably? Let's hope not.
I wonder if it'll get picked up by like an Indian tourism board at some point, where we have to go to Chennai. Max, it sounds pretty good. Chennai, saw the beach as well, right? It's got a big beach.
Yes, it does. It's got the second longest continuous beach in the world, I think, actually. But I didn't mention that bit because I did that last year.
Oh, that's a good. It's a good fact in the old locker there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the 3 of us on a travel show. It'd be like An Idiot Abroad, but there'd be 3 of us. And
3 idiots abroad.
A lot less famous.
And a lot more swearing, probably. Anyway, we'll get now to the cricket. So what was next on our see, we did all these notes before for the first part, and just got to try and get back into the groove now, haven't we? So
the geriatric bus is turning up at the stadium. Max, who's likely to get off the bus?
Who's first on the bus and who's first off the bus? Right? Yeah, that's the question. They didn't do that well at the auction, from my point of view. Some people, I think, actually said they did do quite well, but my feeling is that it was a bit of a disaster. But before the auction, they did very well in retaining their top players, who were Ravi Jadeja, the world's best all-rounder, Moeen Ali, possibly the second best all-rounder in T20 cricket in the world, and Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was the orange cap holder last year. So pretty good core in terms of the players they've retained. But I would say the players that they've retained are their top players. I don't think they've really built on that too well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got a specialist batsman at number 9, haven't they? So Mahendra Singh Dhoni is the best number 9 in world T20.
He could be the best number 10, best number 11 this year. We just don't know. We don't know how far he will push himself down the order in giving some other people a go. But we will see. Maybe this is the year he takes it on himself. He might open. Who knows?
I genuinely, after they won last year, I genuinely hope he plays for as long as humanly possible. Like the IPL, I think would be better when you saw Mahendra Singh Dhoni at 60, still wicket keeping. I
think 64 you'll find, Ross. Cue the music.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So their strengths, I think I've been over their strengths. It's the people they all retained. They, like I said, the best spinning all-rounder in the world, the second best spinning all-rounder in the world. And my last strength for them would perhaps be that they have a very experienced captain. But that's about as much as I could find for them.
He is the best T20 captain in
He is the best T20 captain in the world. That is fair. So that is definitely a bonus. But on the flip side, there are a few issues which have become all the more poignant with Deepak Chahar being ruled out of the competition, which is a pretty big blow. Because you could actually kind of cobble together a fairly decent lineup from what they had. Basically, what they did at the auction was try and get the old band back together that won it, which I guess is a reasonable.
It's quite an old band, yeah.
But it's a very old band, and some other people wanted the players that won the IPL last year, which may not surprise people. And it didn't seem like they had a huge plan B for that. I mean, they spent so much money on some of those players. I mean, Deepak Chahar, for example, they spent so much money on, and he's now
14 crores.
Which is and now him being injured is a disaster. But basically, what that means is that their death bowling was probably already a problem, but now their power play bowling is probably a problem as well. They've got they've got Adam Milne and Chris Jordan in there, who on their day will probably do well and win you a game, but also on their other days, Chris Jordan in particular, could lose you a game from needing 60 off 3 overs. So there's there's the flip side there. And where they were so good last year in Deepak Chahar taking wickets in the power play and getting them up front, they're just not really going to have that. And because of the amount of money they spent on trying to get their old gang back together, they actually had nothing left after that. So they've signed 8 players for 20 lakh, which is I think most teams have got around 4, a couple have got 5. They've got 8 players for 20 lakh. So they've got a whole bunch of kids who could turn out to be amazing. Like they could have done their homework and had the best auction strategy in the world. Got a bunch of experienced guys who've done quite well. We laugh about Robin Uthappa and Bhatti Rayudu, but they actually did pretty well last year. Rayudu in particular was pretty good in that middle order. And maybe that's going to be like really good experience for all these young superstars that they've just managed to pick up. On the other hand, they could just have bought a bunch of kids who are going to be useless.
What you're saying is that they had a super group. Yep. The super group split up a little bit. So they were like, well, let's build a new super group. They threw around some checks. Paul McCartney signed up. He was obviously going to take the money, but they didn't have enough to keep signing people. So they kind of got Right Said Fred and the Crazy Frog in other.
It sounds more like S Club 7. Yeah.
S Club Juniors. Yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, that's not great. And then on the other knock-on effect of Chahar not playing is that it kind of messes around with what they probably wanted to do. So they're going to have to probably open with Gaikwad and Uthappa, which isn't the most explosive, even though Gaikwad's a quality player. You know, he's not like from, barnstorming from the get-go going to be smashing the ball all over the place. He takes a little while to get going.
Gaikwad is class, mate.
Yeah, he's class. No, he's brilliant, but he's
Max
not like
just fucking voting down Gaikwad.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, you're disrespecting the IPL champions here, Max.
Yeah.
Pretty there's all of this has been negative so far.
I'm a CSK fan.
Just
I know
'cause
you
he
are.
was- yeah, well,
this is the business.
act like one.
Yeah, you're not wearing a CSK shirt, are you? Show some goddamn respect.
No, you wait till I read out the playing 11, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that basically means that they're reliant on a few people. They're reliant on Gaikwad going deep, and they're reliant on Jadeja and Moeen to score big and quickly. And aside from that, they're in a bit of trouble. So let's put in a projected potential playing 11.
Okay.
Go
So
you
got
I'm interested.
Gaikwad and Uthappa opening. Moeen at 3. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Ryodu at 4. Okay. He's old, but he's decent. Jadeja at 5. So I mean, that's a decent powerhouse. It's got to be said. But then you've got Shivam Dubé, MS Dhoni, DJ Bravo, Chris Jordan, Adam Milne, and then whichever pacer they have to play to replace Deepak Chahar. It could be KM Asif. It could be Hanga Geka, who's under 19s bowler, who's really highly rated, but is 19. So that's going to be a massive step up for him. They've got a couple of guys in there who who've played a bit in the
Smat.
in the smat, but it's just like there's some holes in there that they've really got to plug, and it's going to be basically they're going to be reliant on the whichever of the kids they bring in to fill some big shoes.
I thought that Tushar Deshpande was
Deshpande.
He was really quick. He was super quick. So there's a potential surprise there. And Max, you mentioned their kind of death bowling. Dwayne Pretorius, as much as we thought it was a bit of a joke pickup, he turned himself into a bit of a T20 closer in the last kind of 12 months or so, just by South Africa being really weird. But he was the guy who was bowling the death overs in South Africa's World Cup campaign. Yeah. So maybe there's a place for him in that side, but not having Devon Conway at the top seems like a bit of a waste.
Well, that's the problem with not being able to play Chahar, basically.
He's the sacrifice.
It means that you probably have to play 2 of Jordan, Milne, and Pretorius. So you lose the extra overseas slot, which means you can't play Devon Conway. That's kind of the other knock-on effect of Chahar being injured. So it's really
because Bravo plays
really
every
a
game.
Spanner in their plans.
Yeah, Bravo is going to play every game.
Yeah, as will Moeen.
Will Bravo play every game?
He's a CSK loving.
Yeah, I know.
He?
He literally retired after the last IPL. I don't know.
He's back. He's back for 3 more years, mate. He's only 38. He's only 38.
Well, if you drop Bravo, then you're probably I suppose you might play Deshpande or one of the other local guys and bring in Devon Conway. You could do that, but then you lose. I think
Devon Conway will play. I think Devon Conway will do the Faf du Plessis role. I think Moeen will be at 3. I think Ryodu will be at 4, and then maybe Jadeja at 5, and basically the team you said after that. With that bowling query, but I think they're overseas. I think Milne and Conway will be and Ali will be the 3 that definitely play, and then Chris Jordan and Bravo, I guess, will rotate around a bit and probably both be quite bad. To be perfectly honest, the thing with Chris Jordan though that's underrated about him is that he actually has turned into somebody who can bat a bit. So
and he's a really good fielder.
Probably better than DJ Bravo now. And I know Bravo's got like a century against Glenn McGrath, but right now, if you were going to have a number 8 and you're going to pick between those 2, you probably want Chris Jordan to be in your side. I don't think there's that much change between bowlers. If you wanted to pick the best team, I think it's unbelievable, but Chris Jordan's got an IPL gig. Deepak Chahar being injured does really hurt them.
A huge loss.
I think it's their main way of winning when they bowled was to take early wickets, and
Mhm.
that there's nobody that can replace that.
No.
But that's the best. That's what I really like about the IPL, and especially the extension to 10 teams, because you are going to have players who wouldn't have got that opportunity before. So actually seeing some of these youth guys come through. I mean, Gaikwad has been playing for 3 years, came in as 22. Now these guys are, as you say, Max, they are 19 and 20 odd. It's great. I think Deshpande's 26, so hopefully he's got a bit more about it, but he's fast. So I think this is exciting.
30.
Gaikwad not. He's 25.
I reckon Gaikwad 27.
No, he was born on the 31st of January 1997.
Yeah, see, so in like I said, in a couple of years' time, he will be 27.
So anyway, yeah.
So Max, do they stand a chance of winning the IPL?
Why should you support them? First of all, we've got to stick to the script.
Why would you support them? You are old. You value experience.
Good thing.
You love Dhoni. All reasons. The other reason you might support them is if you're a big fan of Alan Hansen, or otherwise known, you are Alan Hansen, because you can't with anything with kids. But ironically, if they are to win this year, they will need their kids to step up. So we'll see how they go. I think Chahar basically not being there takes them from maybe being in with a shout of the playoffs with their top team to maybe struggling to make the playoffs. I think it is that much of a problem for them. I don't know whether you agree with that or not.
Well, I think that's a really good way of looking at it. And actually, if you look at the last 2 seasons for CSK, the year Chahar was good, they made the playoffs and they won it. The year he was bad, they were terrible. I think he's maybe, probably after Jadeja, maybe their most important player, in that he does something that they didn't really budget for anyone else doing.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably in trouble. Yeah, Max. We'll be wrong, no doubt. People hated that call last year. We got hate mail for months afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. There's the genesis of a good team in there, but they're just basically falling flat on that key thing that makes them really good. So,
hey, never underestimate me.
But you never know. You never know. One of the kids might come in and be able to do what Deepak Chahar does, and in that case, they might be all right. But we will have to see.
Let us know in the comments if you think that Dhoni is good or bad, because Max clearly is not convinced.
Well,
I'm on the good side.
We're not talking about Dhoni here. We're talking about the rest of the team.
Ross is talking about Dhoni. He literally Ross is talking about Dhoni.
Ross has decided to make it about Dhoni. No, if Dhoni's got Chris Jordan and Jadeja in the side, normally he manages to put Jadeja wherever the ball goes. Now he's got 2 people who can put wherever the ball goes.
That is true.
Yeah.
Game on.
Game on. Should we take a little break and then come back with a feast of cricket?
RCB.
You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.